Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and try and make this episode as gangsta as yesterday. I thought that email was really funny, but anyways, it's if you didn't, that's cool too. We're still friends. We're gonna start off. We got 10 properties today. Kennedy Circle's the first one, about a 1,400 square foot end unit townhouse at 380. Looks definitely pretty good. They've got a little bit of upgraded floors here. I don't know why they would have done the backsplash all the way over here and done this little strip. To me, that looks a little bit off. But the point is that it's still a good-looking house for the price. And it's bigger than most of the stuff at $379. A little computer nook upstairs, so you're not actually wasting a bedroom or space in there. You've got your own little space outside. And it's a decent-sized property, too. You can walk to Starbucks, walk to Metro. Kennedy Circle eventually is going to completely encircle the intersection of Louis St. Laurent and Thompson. And there's a lot of good stuff planned there, too. You've already got the field over on the other side. You've got Tim Hortons there. Anytime you can walk to Tim Hortons or Starbucks within about 5 minutes, I think you're winning. So November 4th is the possession date that they've put here. Obviously, that date has some kind of significance for them. There's a good chance they bought another home on that day. So it's a good thing if you can give them that. You might have a little bit more negotiating power. Duncan Lane is 409, and so you've got your front living dining room, so just one room and hardwood floors. You've got a kitchen here plus an eat-in. That's about it for your main floor. It's well designed. The colors are nice. The stairs is something that it's always a good idea to purchase the hardwood stairs from the builder. I don't think there's any time when it's not a good idea, because to change this to hardwood is extremely expensive. And I've seen buyers that won't buy houses because of the staircase. Now, if somebody liked carpet, they could still do a runner on top of the hardwood, so you get the best of both worlds by doing it from the builder. And usually it's a lot cheaper to do the hardwood stairs from the builder, even if they are charging you more than you know is fair. It's almost always cheaper to buy from them than to do it after the fact. So upstairs, decent sized rooms, and you've got property. This doesn't back onto a pond. It's bordering on false advertising. I mentioned this when it was listed before, and it does face train tracks. So they're actually, in my eyes, being a little bit sort of not entirely truthful about that pawn shot, and it's funny because no one says usually that when they show a picture like that it backs onto it, but you kind of assume, and in this case it doesn't. It backs onto other homes, and they're not entirely open about the fact that they face train tracks, which many of them aren't. But anyways, Moat Lane is the next one up, 424.9. It's a semi-detached. It's on a nice big lot, and it's a interesting design. I mean, it's something that you just don't see every day. It kind of twists and turns, and then you've got a kitchen that sort of faces like a little family room, and there's a pass-through window, but unless you're 4'7", you can't really, my eyes look directly onto these cabinets. The blue countertop certainly dates the house. You've got this open area here, and you can see there's your kitchen pass-through, there's your family room, and they do have a version of this home, as far as I recall, that has this filled in for extra square footage. It's a pretty big house, though. It's got a lot of space, a lot of size in the backyard, and really at 425 for what we've seen for semis. Even 1,800 square foot semis we've seen sell up to 570 recently. So I think with this one here, there's a lot of value for 424.9. It gets the thumbs up. And the fact that you have a bonus of a yard, even if you're not necessarily paying top dollar for that yard, it's a very good thing. This semi here, it says it's almost 2,000 square feet, which is not true. This house is about 1,580 square feet plus the finished basement. So if they said 2,000 square feet, I believe that what they should have qualified it with is its total living space. Because normally when you're just saying square footage, you're talking about above grade, minus the garage, closets, hallways, principal rooms. It actually looks like it shows pretty well. You've got your front room there. They could have taken a lot of stuff off the countertops. it seems decent. They also have a basement apartment here. I'm not sure anything about the quality. We can't see anything from these photos about the basement. I think that if you do have something finished in the basement, why wouldn't you want to show at least one photo of it? And then Gowling itself, I haven't checked on this one, but it may or may not face Derry Road, so you might just get a bit of traffic noise. But it's a pretty quiet street. If you don't live on Gowling, you don't usually drive on it unless you're visiting friends. Ellis just experienced a pretty dramatic price drop, so it's a detached home. It needs some work inside. There's no doubt about it. This is kind of a non-permanent structure that they put in between the two spaces. There's hardwood. The kitchen, in my eyes, like this counter needs to be ripped out. Replace that counter. But even if you put 10,000 in, you're at 480 on something like this. You've got a big yard. You've got a yard that's 30 to 40 feet deeper than some of the Mattamy properties. You're backing onto a school field. You've got Lions Park just down the street. Upstairs has kind of a weird, it says it's 4 bedrooms, but one of them they converted, they put a door in so there was access from the master. Hard to explain, but I don't love the layout upstairs, but I think that at this price, even if you put 20 or 25 into it, I certainly think that the value's there. This one's probably somewhere between 1,800 to 2,000 square feet, detached with the yard and the green space. So that to me is like in good condition, high fours, no problem. So if you can come in, do the work that you want to do and land at that place and make it look nice, you're rocking and rolling. So that one is a good deal. 9-foot ceilings is another positive thing there. Agnew Crescent is a semi-detached. The problem I have with this layout is that a lot of buyers don't like it because it's not open concept, right? You can't, some people like it because then the food smell stays in the kitchen and this and that, but the vast majority of buyers want something where when they're in the kitchen, they can talk to their guests, they can watch the kids, they can do those kind of things. Average age in Milton is 34 years old. So you figure it's younger families, they like to entertain, they like to be with friends. This layout can shoot someone in the foot, so it's going to be a tough sale. And there's a finished basement here at $479. It's just okay to me. I'm seeing a lot of, we call them BBBs, big boring boxes, and they're just there, and they don't really have anything, beyond what 10 other homes on the market have. And so I kind of feel like that one fits into that box. Monahan is at $570. And so it's a Plan 6 model. They've got the upgraded kitchen. They call this, I think, a chef's kitchen. Darker cabinets, hardwood floors. A basic version of this one just listed last week at $540. Had an offer pretty quick, but it had carpet. It was the simple kitchen design. These guys definitely aren't out of the zone. I wouldn't be surprised if they had an offer. Same thing within a week or two. The all brick elevation. It's nice stuff. It's one of my favorite floor plans, 2,300 square feet. We've got this one on Scott here. And so it's funny, if the street, whenever I see the street address that says 420, I think maybe there's somebody that wants it for that reason. Anyways, it's a courtyard home. Okay, so it's basically, it doesn't have a true backyard. It's got a garage that's separate, and there's like a little sort of breezeway between the house and the garage, and then you've got a little courtyard in that little space in between the sea. They are pretty bright though. The fact that the garage is out means that you can really start to arrange the rooms different than the L shape that we typically see. They have upgraded countertops, backsplash. It's a possibility that in that little courtyard right here, this little surrounded area, there's a chance that there may not be any grass there from how that photo looks. But there is a link to the virtual tour. $639 is not a bad price if it looks like it's more than 3,000 square feet, in which case it would be one of the larger versions of this home here. We got one on Lower Baseline, $680, 5.4 acres. You're just a little over 100,000, 120,000 an acre. So yeah, I would say that for this location, you want to be really careful. You want to look at future development. You want to look at holding time. Most of the builders and the people who have bought property in Milton that's being developed now, it seems to be anywhere from like a 20 to 40 year hold period. So from the time they buy it to the time that it gets actually developed, they're looking generally at that kind of scale. So that's something to consider when looking at something like this too. But do your homework, because there's a chance it could be protected lands. Maybe they're not developing there. It's all something that a good agent can help with. So Tuxford 749, last listing of the day. It's 3,000 square feet. It's a Montgomery model. I really like the floor plan. You've got living dining here, coffered ceiling. There's no hardwood floors. Big family room here, and then you also have a main floor kind of office area, and then upstairs you've got your 4 bedrooms. It doesn't really show the backyard, and it says it backs onto creek and mature trees. I know the street well. I've sold a couple homes on Tuxford. I don't know why they wouldn't have shown that actual view instead of the deck. You don't really see the backyard. It's actually quite nice back there. 749, you figure backing onto that stuff probably would command a premium of anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 in some of the larger homes. And then you figure, is the house worth $710,000 to $730,000? Doubtful, because there are good 3,000 square foot homes right now under $700,000. This one doesn't have the hardwood or some of the kitchen upgrades. So they are in a better price point than they were. They were in the higher sevens. This is a better place to be. They're probably still a little high, but they're within shooting range if you're talking about a negotiating. Most people in the 7 to 8 range, there's a little bit of give and take on the offers. They don't often sell for full price, although sometimes they do. So that's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. We'd be glad to help you. And if you want to come on a tour, we're doing tours this weekend. You can check the times over there. You can meet me at Starbucks or one of my team members, and we can talk about your plans. Or you can come do a buyer class, and we've got to update the date there, but the next one I believe is September 25th. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.